Happy Thursday, you guys. We got a cool little AMRAP coming at you. It's more along a steady state kind of flow in comparison to that nice big 30-minute we did yesterday. But today what we have for you guys moving in, we have a forearm plank for 10 to 20 seconds, an arch hold for 10 to 20 seconds, into a side plank hold for 10 to 20 seconds, and one more hold for you, a goblet squat hold for 10 to 20 seconds. 2 to 3 rounds, take that through, just working on his inner heat, warming things up, some good isometrics in there, and then we're going to move into some more core work here with a little bit of tuck hollow with extension for 20 seconds, resting 10 seconds, into a laying toe touch for 20 seconds, rest 10 seconds, and then some crab extensions of 5 to 10. You're going to hit that 2 to 3 rounds. This is kind of like an in-between kind of primer, just to kind of give your core a little extra boost and those shoulders a little bit more extra love. After that, we're going to move into our last little piece, which is 2 to 3 rounds as well. Ankle pop / skipping, 10 to 30 seconds. You can mix and match the ankle pops and the skip anywhere for that time frame. You can pick one, you can do the other, whatever you want to do. Make it yours. Have fun with it. We're just trying to wake the ankles up and get those things fired up and warm. After that, you're going to do a dumbbell single arm push press for 4 per side, and you're going to do a dumbbell overhead hold, 10 to 20 seconds per side. So if you'd like to mix and match these and do your push press into your hold and then switch push press into hold, you can do that as well. I'm not picky about that. I just want to see good push press and a good hold. Let's warm you up, get you ready, and have some fun today. Let's get those feet underneath those hips. We'll take the arms big and tall up overhead. Let's get a little shrug. Let's actively pull those shoulders back down and get some circles going overhead. Just move those arms around nice and gentle. Try and initiate this through the scapula and the upper back, opposed to the elbows and the upper arm. Let's go the other way, nice and easy. Again, keeping these to small to moderate circles, but initiating through those shoulders. Keep things nice and tight and strong. Excellent. From here, let's scratch our back and then reach. We'll come back up, big stretch. Scratch your back and reach. Oh yeah, big stretch up, hands out to that T position. We'll turn them in and out. And in, and out, and in, and out. Big reach. We'll bring our hands to the hips. We're going to step our feet out to our sumo stance. We're going to turn a toe and another toe. Hand to the thigh. Big reach up. We'll pull the hip back into that nice dynamic triangle. Heat up those hips and shoulders. Come back up. We'll take it down again, pulling into that hip. Come back up. And one more time. Pull back. And then back up. Turn those toes. Big high five. Turn them the other way. Nice and solid. Let's pull the hips back. And stand tall with that arm up to the sky. Pull the hips back. And stand tall. And one more time. Pull the hips back. And stand tall. Good. Turn those toes. Big high five. Bring those hands to the hips. Take the hips around a few times. Make sure things work. Scratch my nose a little bit here. We'll go the other way. Good. Oh, the other side now too. All right. Back to center. Let's get you guys fired up. If you'd like to do some more gentle stuff, some lizard lunge work, rotations, twists, hip presses, please do so. Pause the video. Take it down. We're going to move right into that core work. So we're going to start off with our forearm plank. So you can get into this via the tabletop. So setting up those elbows stacked underneath the shoulder. We're going to press into the shoulders. We're going to step and step. Keeping those hips nice and level. We're going to tuck and squeeze through the pelvis. Press through the upper back. And from here, we're just holding this nice isometric hold. The shoulders staying stacked over the elbow. And we're pressing into those shoulders the whole time. If this is a little bit too much in terms of loading for the midsection, you can maintain that tuck and just lower the knees and hold that nice hollow as we hold that engagement. So we're just holding that anywhere from 10 to 20 seconds to generate some good heat through the core. Think about that good pressure down through the floor and that pulling in of the ribs and hips. From there, we're going to lower onto our stomach and continue the isometric holds. So our arms are going to come out to the front, toes together in the back. And my goal here with my legs is to try and extend my legs, so I'm trying to keep them straight. So I'm going to inhale, reach, and that's what's going to lift me up off the floor. I'm reaching far through my fingers and through my toes, and I'm going to hold that for 10 to 20 seconds. If that's a little bit too much in terms of loading, I I can do an opposite hand, opposite foot. So I reach and I use the opposite hand that's on the floor and the toe that's on the foot to press into the ground as a little bit of foundation and some extra help to engage the body. So you can do half the time with the one side, flip, half the time on the other side. From there, we come back into our plank, or sorry, our table, and we're going to work through our side plank. So I'm going to establish my core position, my shoulder position first. I'm going to step my feet back, rotate, and then open into my side plank. Pressing through that extended arm under the ground, pressing and reaching through this arm towards the sky, and squeezing my hips up to the side. If that balance is a little rocky or the loading for that arm is too much, I can drop a knee and I can hold this supported side plank. I'm still getting that single arm balance, pressing through the shoulder, and that knee just helps to keep a little bit more balance there so I can focus on the engagement through the arm. And as things get a little bit easier, you can start to kind of shimmy that leg down until you don't have any leg assist at all. From there, we start moving into our goblet squat. So we're going to take our goblet squat hold. So if you don't have a lot of dumbbell options and you're like, oh, my dumbbell's too heavy to go right into it, you can do a squat hold. So just a normal squat hold, unloaded, or you can grab your dumbbell. And with the dumbbell, I'm just going to hold it under your chin. All right, I'm going to turn to the side. Feet are in my regular squat stance. I stand tall, squeeze my glutes, and take my hips back towards my heels, keeping my knees tracking the toes and my body nice and upright. And I'm going to think about those things pretty much the entire 10 to 20 seconds I'm down here. As I'm coming up, my shoulders and hips rise together as I stand through my legs, and I rise in a good squat position. So as I'm down in that bottom of the squat, we want to make sure that we're focusing on weight through the midfoot, knees slightly pressing out, nice tall torso so we can press into the dumbbell a little bit to keep things tight, and we can go through that checklist to make sure that we're maintaining those positions throughout our time at the bottom of the squat, so that when it comes to standing up, we can stand, hips and shoulders rise at the same time, and we leave the squat hold with a good squat. Quick recap, we have a forearm plank, 10 to 20 seconds, into an arch hold of 10 to 20 seconds. You can do a double or a single. Side plank hold, 10 to 20 seconds per side, and a goblet squat or an air squat hold for 10 to 20 seconds, 2 to 3 rounds. Pause the video, take that down, get yourself heated up, that inner fire burning up, and get that core fired up. We're going to keep building off the core in the next piece. In the next piece, what we have is our tuck hollow with extension. So in our tuck hollow with extension, I'm going to give myself one big stretch from the fingers to the toes. And then as I bring everything together, I'm going to pull my ribs and hips together, squeezing my shoulders and my knees together. I'm going to hold this tuck hollow. Then I'm going to work on extending through the knees and through the legs and keeping those knees as close to the shoulders as I can. And I'm going to continue doing that for 20 seconds. I'm not going very fast with the extension. I'm pausing at both ends to control and own the movement. If you need some assistance with that, we can do a single leg, keeping this leg down for some foundation, and work on that single leg extension and hollow. Same rules apply. The goal is the same. It just allows for a little bit more freedom with that single leg. From there, we're going to continue. We just rest, lower the feet down, rest in that laying position. And then I'm going to get into my laying toe touch. So I extend my legs up into my L position, toes together. I'm going to reach my arms, but my shoulders stay down for now. I'm going to pull my ribs and hips together to try to touch my shoes and come back down. I'm controlling the up and controlling the down. So I come all the way down and all the way up. And you'll notice I'm not moving my feet to my hands, nor am I swinging my hands to use momentum. This is a very strict, slow crunch, and we want to make sure that we're really focusing on the contraction and compression through the ribs and the hips. No momentum on that. I don't care how high you get, but as you get stronger there, and that ability to engage that compression, that tight core, you'll start to get a little bit higher and higher as you go. From there, we have our crab extension, 5 to 10 reps. So we're gonna sit up in this little seated bridge position, feet are flat, hands are just behind the body. Fingers are gonna be pointing out to the side. You can also go straight back or straight towards the toes. But again, it depends on your range of motion, and it's also going to load the elbow and the wrist a little bit differently. The out to the side is a little bit more neutral, and we find people have a little bit more freedom in this position. Shoulders are pulled back a bit. I'm gonna squeeze my glutes, and I'm gonna lift into that nice table as high as I can, and lower down. Squeeze up, squeezing the glutes, and down. Remember, we're pausing for a beat at the top, pausing for a beat at the bottom, working on my range of motion the best I can, remembering that our shoulder and our hip is going to be the deciding factor of how high we can get. So take your time with those. It's a great chest opener, great hip opener, but make sure you're listening to your body. Quick recap, we have our tuck hollow with extension, 20 seconds, rest 10 seconds. Right from that 10-second rest, we're going to go into our laying toe touch for 20 seconds, rest 10 seconds, and then from that rest 10 seconds, we move right into our crab extension. So it's a pretty steady flow. After the crab extension, if you want to rest a little bit longer, you can, or you can flow back down to the floor and take those down for 2 to 3 rounds. Pause the video, work on those hamstrings, work on that core, keep it going, you guys, and we're going to continue on with our last piece of warm-up, which is going to bring the dumbbell back into effect. So to start off, though, we have our ankle pop and our skip, or a combo of the two. You have 10 to 30 seconds of work. So with the ankle pop, we keep our feet under the hips, my hands are relaxed, my shoulders are relaxed, but my core and my glutes are a little bit engaged. So as I start hopping, I'm just allowing my feet to relax, my shoulders to relax, and my hands to relax as I maintain the shape that I want to be in when I do my skip. Okay? So I'm not going crazy high, I'm just allowing my ankles to do what they do, right, and just absorb and rebound off the floor. If you're looking at building a double under practice, you can start to add in a little power jump, and as you do that power jump, give yourself a little engagement through the hands and the wrist, so that whenever you time that jump, you know that it's time to get those hands going at the same time. So it's a nice coordination drill, a nice timing drill for double under practice. After that, we have our dumbbell single arm push press. So I'm going to pick my dumbbell up. I'm going to clean the dumbbell up to my shoulders, so I get my clean. The back of the dumbbell is resting on my shoulder. My elbow is underneath my hand roughly. I'm tight to the core, my feet are underneath of my hips. I'm going to dip nice and smooth vertically, so I'm going to pause on this one to show you. I dip straight down, hip is under the shoulder, and I'm going to drive straight up and then let the momentum carry the dumbbell. So it looks like so. I dip, hop. So my hips and legs do most of the press. The arm just continues the momentum. I dip, press it up, come back in. Dip, press it up. On my last one, I can choose to either switch sides, or I can move into the next exercise, which is a overhead hold. So I'm going to hold this position. Bicep is right by the ear, or just slightly behind it, pressing to the sky. Ribs are in, glutes are tight, and I'm in this nice, tall, vertical position. Then I come back down, and then I can switch sides to either my push press or my overhead hold. So it's your call if you'd like to work on one side into the hold, other side into the hold, or push press, hold, hold. Your call. Not picky, play, have fun with it, make it yours. As a quick recap again, ankle pop / skipping, 10 to 30 seconds. Mix and match those things to kind of let them building the skill for the double under and the skipping technique. Dumbbell single arm push press, 4 a side, and a dumbbell overhead hold for 10 to 20 seconds a side. Again, we can play around with the order of that and see how it feels. 2 to 3 rounds. Have fun with that one, take it down. We are going to move into our workout. So pause the video, get yourself prepped and ready, do what you got to do before we start the workout. I'm going to go through the movements in the workout for you and get you going. We start off today with our dumbbell goblet step up. And with this, I have my box in hand, ready for action. So with this, my goblet step up, they're a lot of fun actually. So we're going to hold the dumbbell under the chin, keeping it close to the body. Whatever you have at home to step up on, all right, as long as it's stable, right, you're you're going to work on standing tall and alternating those feet, holding that dumbbell nice and strong. You're going to do 16 total count, working on fully extending that leg at the top and making sure we get nice and tall. We have a few different options here for that, and I'm going to lay them out for you in the work set and workout description. They're all exercises you've done before, but if you have something to step up on, please do so, take advantage of that, and have some fun with it. But there'll be other options just in case you don't have a step or a stable surface to step up onto. Our next exercise is the single arm push press. We'll do 8 per side. And with this, like in the warm-up, we like to practice single reps just to build the skill and the strength. In the workout, it's totally fine if you'd like to warm up and work on touch and go or rebound push presses. So what that is, I dip and drive, I set at the top, I receive and dip and press. Receive, dip and press. Receive, dip and press. So I allow myself to move with the dumbbell just a little bit more, all right? It's a little bit more flowy. You can get a little bit more kind of speed out of that, but I only want you doing that if you have the control over the dip and you can maintain that vertical position. Very important, vertical dip way through the midfoot, or else you'll be chasing the dumbbell all over the room. From there, we move into our V-up for 12. So there's lots of different variations for the V-up for you guys. Again, I'm going to go through a couple of them with you. We've done one of them in the warm-up already. So what we have our V-up. So working through that V-up, we can do our single leg V-up. We can do our tuck up. So again, if we're doing that tuck up, our body is coming up to meet our thigh. We have our single leg tuck up. And then we can work on our hollow up. So we can work on a slightly less hinging motion as we pulse those ribs and hips together, getting a little height in that hollow. You can also do a single leg hollow, pulling those ribs and hips together to get that little hollow position. And I can also do that laying toe touch. So I bring my feet up, toes are straight, active through my arms. I'm going to pull the ribs in, and keeping them relatively slow, steady, and controlled. My last option today would be that pike sit-up. So I have my arms above my head. I use a little bit of momentum to come up, reach for my toes, roll back down, and work through that sit-up. So none of the options are better nor worse, but they all feed into that option and that building of the V-up and the toe to bar. So what we want to focus on is what's going to build my strength and where do I need to work the most in that cycle of movements to make my toe to bar and V-ups better. Keeping in mind, our leg toe touch is definitely slower than the others, but I want you to remember if you're choosing that one, you're choosing it for a specific reason, and you want to make sure that you're taking the time to build that capacity, build that strength. So those 12 reps may be a little slower than the rest of the workout, and that's okay, all right? Don't worry about it. You're using it for a purpose. So choose, have some fun with it, and make sure you're building that core and working on that good skill. After that, we have 50 double unders and or 100 singles. Hit that up, move through that round again, and AMRAP that bad boy for 15 minutes. I will have some different options for you at the bottom of the workout description for the double under, so please look out for that if you're looking forward to some different options there. They'll be there for you. But as a quick recap of the workout, we have an AMRAP, 15 minutes, Goblet Step Up, 16 alternating, dumbbell single arm push press, 8 per side, 12 V-up, and then 50 doubles, 100 singles, or a different option of cardio piece for you, okay? Lots of different options for this work set, you guys. Have fun with this one. It's a nice, steady flow. Try not to rush through it too much, but pick and play. Make this adventure yours. And I'm looking forward to hear what you guys did, all right? How you took it down. Have a fantastic day, everyone. We'll be coming at you tomorrow with some fun stuff to close out the week. I hope you enjoy, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye, you guys.